A very warm welcome to all our viewers and our panelists who have joined us on this show. Elcoma and Messe Frankfurt present Light India 2014, where we're going to discuss the future of the lighting industry, which is essentially LEDs or light emitting diodes, which have already started taking the market on the next path of technology, innovation, and more importantly, energy conservation. So without any further ado, let me introduce our panelists. First, in our Delhi studio, we have Mr. Sumit Joshi, Head Marketing, Philips Lighting India. We have Dr. Ashok Kumar, Energy Economist at the Bureau of Energy Efficiency at the Ministry of Power. We have Sandeep Singh, CMO, NTL Lemnis Lighting, and Dr. Ajay Kumar, Joint Secretary at the Department of Electronics and Information Technology, or DETI. We also have in our Mumbai studio, Shekhar Bajaj, Chairman and Managing Director, Bajaj Electricals. Well, let's in fact go straight into the discussion, and let me begin by asking you, Sumit Joshi, because you of course represent one of the largest players in the industry today. What is your view of the lighting industry as it stands right now?
Poorly lit country. 30% of our villages don't even have electricity. So there are going to be more and more villages which are going to get connected with electricity, and therefore lighting will be the first thing which will happen in those villages. At the same time, lighting use in houses, in public places is going up dramatically. Today, lighting industry is around 12,000 crores according to estimates from Elcoma, and it is due to the huge technological revolution which is happening in LED. We expect this to grow to 25,000 crores in coming 5 years, and maybe even 35,000 crores in next 8 to 10 years. So as I can say that it's a bright future for the lighting industry in coming time.
Let me take it across to Mr. Shekhar Bajaj in Mumbai. Mr. Bajaj, you're of course a veteran in the industry. Give us a sense of where exactly the lighting industry stands when it comes to the government scheme, because the government has already gone ahead and said that states across the country need to replace their street lighting with the LED lamps. That's about 27.5 million pieces. Can you tell us about the preparedness of the lighting industry to actually implement such a task in a short span of just about 3 years?
I would personally think that it's more of a issue of the just a notification or just a guidance that please change it to street lighting is something. There's a lot of financial implication. The price difference between the LED and say CFL or a normal street light is so different that unless there's a major support given, or the center gives a support to the state that we must change over to LEDs, the street light, I don't think this is going to happen.
Okay, so let me bring in a government voice here then, because it's all about spreading awareness as well. And Dr. Ashok Kumar, from the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, tell us what you have done to educate urban local bodies, spread awareness, and give us a sense of what sort of benefits we can actually see from LED technology.
As many of us understand that LED is a technology of the coming times, which has a potential of saving. Say, if you compare with the incandescent bulb, it's around 80%, and if you compare with CFL, it's maybe around 20 to 30%. And the technology itself is so robust, and it is very well suited to the digital world that we are moving ahead with. And from the BE side, or the Ministry of Power side, is we have helped about several municipalities to develop DPRs, the detailed projects reports, in how to implement the replacement of LEDs, the incandescent or the other halogen lamps to LEDs, and that has in a sense helped to kind of create understanding of the technology and its benefits. And today we see that there is a company called Energy Efficiency Services Limited, which has gone through the various DPRs and re-evaluated in the scenario for the cost coming down in the LED products. So it sees that around 250 odd ULBs across the country in 15 states, I think, where you would see a saving potential of about 711 million units. And The ministry also, in association with Elcoma, brought out a kind of, you can say, roadmap for the larger adoption of LEDs.
Okay, so talking about what the government can really do, some points really what the government has done is the modified special incentive package scheme to encourage building the semiconductor fab in India. That's one. And also in terms of procurement, the government will provide about 5% of LED material. But the local manufacturers need to add on about 50% in terms of value enhancement. But what else can be done, Mr. Ajay Kumar? What are you doing to promote and encourage manufacturing of LED?
LEDs being part of the overall electronics ecosystem, there's a huge amount of emphasis to create electronics manufacturing industry in India. There is this investment allowance which the finance minister has announced in the recent budget. So all investments over 25 crores are eligible for 15% of investment allowance. There is this very important policy initiative which government has taken, which provides preference to both Indian companies and multinationals who are manufacturing in India in all government procurement. And 50% of government procurement, right now central government procurement, is to be sourced from those LEDs which are manufactured in India. To support the skill for this also, government has schemes. Today we provide 75% of industry-specific skill development for LED. So if a company is setting up a plant and they need 100 people with a certain unique skills, government will fund that kind of skill development. Today we have a huge support for doing R&D. We are supporting industry to take up PhD students in IITs, IISc and other institutions where good research work is going on in this regard. Right. And these PhD students will be fully funded on industry-specific problems by the government.
Okay.
We are also setting up a big national center for large area electronics, of which LED is a very important and integral part at IIT Kanpur. And that would help create a public-private partnership for application-oriented research in the area of LEDs.
Sandeep, do you believe this is enough? Because we're still seeing a lot of challenges when it comes to procuring material, actually bringing it into the market. You specialize in LED. What do you actually make of the current environment?
As a country, we have been pretty successful in actually taking LEDs to the world. What India lacks is in the material supply part, in the infrastructural part, in the logistics costs part, in actually the moment if you use the same components and produce a lamp in China, you make the same components, make a lamp in India, you will end up with a 15 to 20% higher cost owing to the infrastructural lacunas into the system.
So, Mr. Bajaj, when it comes to procuring material, possible taxes on energy efficient materials, we've had VAT already being reduced on some LED products. Can you give us a sense of what more you could probably expect or the government has room to do for the lighting industry to open up further?
See, unlike any other product where the cost keeps going up, here in LED the costs are coming down continuously, the efficiency levels are going up. And therefore, to kickstart the whole thing, there needs to be a subsidy which keeps getting reduced because the costs are coming down. CFL costs are not coming down. Compared to a GLS, a 90% energy saving can take place, which is a huge saving, especially for street lighting. Because it is running for 12 hours a day, support given either by central government to state government that, okay, the more you do street light, we'll give you a certain amount as subsidies, then most of the municipal corporation will be very happy to convert.
Right, and that of course will open the market also much more. Let me also talk about quality and standards really. Dr. Ashok Kumar, can you tell us where exactly that stands as of now and what more are you looking to do?
Bureau of Indian Standard with support from Bureau of Energy Efficiency has brought out 12 standards. Mainly for the general lighting purposes, and they are in process of finalizing the standards for the LED street lights as well. And the area of testing, certainly there are limitations. There is a requirement of a larger number of testing facilities.
We'll just take a short break and come back because we have a lot more to discuss. So we'll take a break here. You're watching Elcoma and Messe Frankfurt present Light India 2014. When we come back, we'll discuss more on how the dependence on imports and the grey market can be reduced and where the demand for LED lighting is coming from. Welcome back. You're watching Elcoma and Messe Frankfurt presents Light India 2014. Thanks for joining us on the show. We were talking about bringing in quality standards for LED lighting, which is of course touted to be the next big game changer for the lighting industry here in India. And Dr. Kumar, let me come back to you on the quality standards. Are we getting any sort of warranty? I mean, internationally there's about 2 to 3 years warranty on LED lights.
Yeah, that's where I think I just want to add here that some kind of warranty given to that product will enhance the confidence in the consumer, as it has worked well with the CFLs. Okay. So if for the LED lamps or any luminaire comes with certain kind of warranty, then the purchaser gets the confidence that if it fails, and then he does the calculation according to the warranty period. So because he's going to get that back. So that's, I think, one of the more important aspect in the whole process of penetration market.
Sandeep, you're comfortable giving those warranties, and for how long a period would you give it?
I have a different take on warranty. Warranty is not to certify life of the product. A warranty effectively should be for manufacturing defects. A manufacturing defect will come to light within a year. I think most companies today are offering about a 2 years warranty in the market, which is good enough. If the product is not failing in 2 years, then it is going to fail beyond that because of something else, not because of the problem in the product itself. That's what my take is on warranty, actually.
Sumit, you're one of the biggest players as well. What are you doing in terms of contributing to the complete offtake of LED in India?
I think as a brand, we are putting a lot of efforts and investment to make consumer aware that this is a new technology, this is environmentally friendly technology, is going to save you money. Incandescent bulb still has more than 50% points in India come from incandescent bulb. That bulb is available at 10 rupees. There is a lot which needs to be done to get that base migrate to something like 200 rupees. But I would say that in another 12 to 18 months, you will see considerable decrease in the prices of LED, and at least a CFL movement to LED should start pretty soon and at a very, very rapid pace.
So then again, and it comes to awareness as well, Dr. Ashok Kumar, you've also in fact given out some free solar-based LED lanterns in some municipalities and villages. Do you believe that LEDs is really something that can tackle the power shortage and power woes of the country?
Yeah, LED certainly holds a huge potential of saving, particularly from the, if you are comparing in the lighting sector, as during the discussion we found that around 15% of the electricity consumption is accounted for lighting. So that's for sure. If 80% of saving from the, say, around 400, 500 million incandescent points still existing, that is true. And from the other points that, as you were mentioning, that there is not much of initiative from the residential side. If you know the government under this Rajiv Gandhi Vidyutikaran Yojana, there is a plan for distribution of around I think 27.3 million LED bulbs to every household. So that is one bill, you can say bulk procurement or the bulk installation on the residential side is going to happen. And the savings certainly, and from the larger adoption, ministry has also recently written to all the ministries and departments for procurement, in the government procurement, to procure LEDs in place of wherever they need the replacement, so they should procure. So those are the the outreach activity that from the B's perspective or from the Ministry of Power's perspective that we are taking up to establish. And not exactly the lantern distribution. What BE does is BE takes up demonstration projects, adopts a village, and then they replace whole village lighting with LEDs. say, municipalities and particular street and replace the street lighting with it. So this is more of a demonstration to confidence building, as I was telling earlier also.
That's right. In fact, what the government is currently doing and what Narendra Modi has to say, of course, that's something that needs to be mentioned. In one of his electoral addresses, he said that by 2019, he wants every home in India to have at least one light bulb, and that essentially should be a clean energy, solar energy. And this, of course, is a massive opportunity for solar and LED providers. Dr. Ajay Kumar, what are you doing from your department to actually, help propagate this further?
Yeah, no, our main agenda is to see, and I'll take, use another quote which the Honorable Prime Minister said recently during his Independence Day speech, come make in India, and that's what we are saying. We are trying to say that, look, today there is demand, there is favorable government policies, and a very conducive environment that's getting built up. And I think all these factors put together provides the opportunity that the government, the industry, and other factors actually start manufacturing in a much bigger way. And my thing would be, let's see. I'm sure there are issues because we have not traditionally been a great manufacturing nation, but I think we are really seeing the first signs of change in that direction. And let's try to take advantage of that. I mean, there will be issues. There's still issues. Things have not sorted out. All the things have not got sorted out. But I think this is the time to get those changes, start manufacturing, and make India a major manufacturing hub for LEDs.
All right. On that note, we'll take another short break. You're watching Elcoma and Messi Frankfurt present Light India 2014. When we come back, more on where the fortune and opportunities for the lighting industry lie. Welcome back. You're watching Elcoma and Messi Frankfurt present Light India 2014. We're speaking about LED and the next big thrust for the lighting industry. Let's in fact talk about the crucial factor that's really driving demand and what the government is really pushing for. That, of course, is the aspect of energy saving and conservation when it comes to LEDs. Mr. Bajaj, let me talk about what the ECBC or the Energy Conservation Building Code has really done. It's been launched in 2007, so there are certain norms and standards by which the energy performance of buildings and their components are really based according to the climate zone where they're built, etc., etc. So essentially, manufacturers of LED could use this as a huge trump card because green buildings could be another huge source of demand for you.
That is true, and a lot of now buildings are also from LEED certification point of view also. It has become important that if we use LEDs or energy saving, whenever there's a renovation to be done or when there's new offices which are being made, like for example all our offices, we are changing all our lights into LEDs. So that is a common thing which is happening very fast.
Okay, so that's essentially one big demand driver, new commercial offices as well as green buildings. But let's also talk in a sense of some sort of a brownfield operation. You've come out with the retrofit lamps. Where exactly is the market for that?
Our initial market was overseas because the bulb demand, the consumer demand, let's say for in Europe, 50% of the lighting demand was consumers. And in the case of India, it's about 20 to 25% right now. And that is going to start picking up. Two things. One is, of course, the quality side. Once the consumer knows that the experience which they are getting is right, I want to deviate a little bit from the price side, which is important. But the second thing is the kind of experience which an LED light will be able to give to consumers. Now, you will get mood lighting, you will get connected lighting, you will have the opportunity of doing anything with lighting. So it's moving away from the convention of having a luminaire and therefore and a product inside. Now it's combining the luminaires as well as the lamp, which rolled into one is a complete product in itself. I see this going into a very, very, very nice growth path.
Dr. Kumar, if you have some views on that, there's CFL, the technology seems to be dying out sooner than expected. There are issues of mercury content, issues of, disposing it off. Do you believe that we could just completely shift to LED and get rid of the CFL? No, I just wanted
to make, one more segment of LED because while we are obviously focusing on lighting, but LEDs actually also the industry particularly, the three major segments where there's huge demand. One is automobile industry. Second is the mobile phones, which we today are one of the fastest growing market for mobile phones, and all of them are LED lit. And third is the televisions, the displays, all forms of displays.
Right.
And these are not, not in the conventional sense. Now, automobile industry and phone industry is fairly significant here. There's a lot of manufacturing going on for both these industries, and slowly the television manufacturing also is happening in a significant way. So I think there is opportunity there as well.
We are today talking about a 1:2 ratio between a CFL and an LED, which also we believe can be bridged in the next 1.5 years or so. So if that happens, then there is no reason to continue with the CFLI. And this is coming from us. We are the largest manufacturers of CFL, so we have the most worried about this happening. But this is going to happen.
So demand, of course, continues to pick up on the manufacturing front again. To just reiterate, there's a lot of additional cost, design complexities. You're importing a lot of things, just the chips, the drivers, a lot of material. There's a lot of risk involved in it. Do you believe that you'll be able to mitigate this risk and continue smoothly to actually cater to this demand?
We know what kind of quality is required for a driver or for a LED chips, and we have end-to-end presence across all the value chain. We always proudly say that Philips is the second biggest source of light, and you know who the first one is, that's sun, which means that we are the biggest light source for the world. Now that scale is something which Philips has, which makes sure that we are going to have good quality products come into India. We are not going to compromise on quality, and we are working very hard to get the costs down so that more and more customers can experience what real possibilities to LED are.
That's great. Even on the legislation front, Dr. Kumar, there are some governments in developed countries, you would know, they've enacted legislation where they've actually banned these incandescent bulbs. Do you actually see something like that possibly happening in India at all?
I would not see in the present times, because banning of that would have several issues of not only from the energy perspective but from social or several other issues that are related. It is separate. We cannot compare another country with ourselves. We are in a different context than what the other countries are. So
slow and steady with a lot of potential, I guess, wins the race here in India.
The penetration, the market transformation will be very rapid, in the sense that its potential cost coming down, learning curves are very steep, and so on and so forth. So adoption prices, the government support and ecosystem that is coming up, and the emphasis of make in India and all that. So all these will support in the rapid transformation of this.
And then again, you need to sort of customize, so to say, for the Indian market, because of the power shortage, the power cuts. They need to be more rigid. They need to be more, hardy.
When LEDs came on, they were touted as a 100,000 hour light. Then it came to a 50,000 hours and different things. It's not the LED which is going to fail. It's the electronics which is going to fail. And actually that is the expertise which we have in India. It's not when we make a lamp in India, it can survive anywhere in the world, because the Indian power conditions are so bad. Yeah, but any lamp worldwide will not survive in India, and that's what has actually created an in-house development capacity within the country. Today we are one of the largest electronic manufacturers in the world outside of China. That's and the reliability which we bring to the products are very. I agree with Sumit. Any product which is going to come from, definitely Philips is one of the names, but anything coming from NTL or one of the, I would say, the good manufacturers is going to survive very beautifully in India and anywhere in the world. That's the kind of products which we are able to create.
So on that positive note, I'll wrap it up here on this panel discussion. You've been watching Elcoma and Messi Frankfurt present Light India 2014. I think we've established that the future is certainly bright for the LED market. India certainly has the potential and, of course, all the demand that is required to push the market forward. Thanks very much for watching.
Elcoma is an apex body of lighting industry in India, and along with it we have joined hands with Messi Frankfurt, which is a global organization which holds exhibitions, various exhibitions around the world. Now we are going to have this exhibition in Delhi in September, starting from 18th of September, and it will be held along with the international exhibitors. We have exhibitors from India, from around the world. About 240 exhibitors will be there, and focus will be on LED lighting.